Thanks, Leanne.
That was nice of you. My baby is Duff. I am working for day, night, my baby. All right. Well, I mean, I don't work for YouTube, so I mean, I don't know what you want from me. So, but anyway, yeah, the four-wheeler people are out. The ATV people, and I don't know if you guys can hear them in the distance. I'm trying to get my phone to swivel downward. Unlock. There we go. I'll tell you what, it is kind of cold out. Please apologize. I didn't do anything wrong, so. Any Bigfoot sightings? Not yet. But I'll tell you what, check out the moon. It's awesome. So you guys can get a cool view of it. It never looks good on the camera, but it just looks cool. Yeah, it does no justice, but it's so peaceful tonight. I gotta put some more fire, or I mean wood on the fire. Yeah, I gotta put some more fire on the wood. No vampires at Bill's. They're too scared. Yeah. No, it's what is it? A quarter moon? It looks like. Hang on. It's a little less than a half moon. It's pretty cool. I think I gotta tickle this fire a little bit here. There we go. Let me go get some more wood. 5 months, Pomp. Thanks, brother. I appreciate you. It means a lot to me. Raw side's in bed. Try to support where I'm allowed. Yeah. I'm not allowed anywhere, dude. That's why I don't show up. It's only 2 down for me then, Bill. The thing of it is, I haven't done anything to anybody either, so I don't know what the problem is. I really don't get it. So I don't know. I think a lot of it is when you don't have anything to offer. Um, People don't care if you're around. I found out today when I come across in October, it's one flight, 14 hours. Oh, okay, 14 hours. Yeah, yeah. I think it's when I think if you I was if you don't have anything to contribute, then you're pushed to by the wayside. So, which is fine with me. I just don't care. My first time on a plane too. Oh, dude, you're either gonna love it or hate it. I don't know. I love it. If you're into machinery, um, if you have respect for machinery and just the sheer power, wait till you take off, dude. The takeoff, that's gonna be the most amazing part. Wait till you take off, dude. I think he's going to Wisconsin, Leanne. So yeah. Take off and flying fine. Landing bottom. Yeah, when one time when I flew into Chicago, we flew into was it O'Hare? I think we flew into O'Hare, and so obviously it's surrounded by tall skyscrapers. So when they land in there, they have to basically dive bomb and then flare. So when the pilot landed, we hit so hard it hurt my spine. Um, because we were like in the back of the plane, like past the rear landing gears, past the wings, more of the tail section, and I mean you could hear the landing gear, boom. It was really bad, and then when he braked, the because the runway is pretty short, the brakes locked up, like skidded like a like so you come in pretty hot, man. And I was just like, that was the first time I had ever been on an airplane. I'd been on ones after that, but I was like, dude, that freaking sucked. Would the stewardess land the airplane? So yeah, so that was not, no, it wasn't good. So but the takeoff is like being in a dragster, and I'm sure a dragster is way faster, but you just put your head back into the seat and just let it go, and it's just so fun. And just, you look at these engines and you're like, I can't believe that those things can create that thrust to get us off the ground. and then you just keep climbing and climbing, and you go through the clouds, and then all of a sudden you're like leveling out. And if you're lucky enough, you'll have a clear day. I'm sure you're gonna have clear skies because you're gonna be up there for 14 hours. You'll have some spots where you could see the ground, and you'll see the ocean. And you're gonna go, I can't believe that. Like you're gonna be at 33,000 feet. That's cruising speed or cruising altitude, and you're gonna be like amazed that you're up there. And you have so much respect for the machinery. It's gonna be awesome. It still amazes me they still in the air that way. Yeah, yeah. Well, that's just the airplane alone. So, um, 100 tons. Yeah, 33,000 feet. Yes, that's cruising. Hey, how you doing? It's nice out, isn't it?
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Looks cool.
You could stay out if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
you're not bugging me. Denver is weird because you're landing above the interstate. Yeah.
I'm supposed to watch a movie with the girls.
Oh, okay.
They're waiting.
All right. Yeah, you better. What, that same one?
Yeah.
I thought you already watched that.
No, we didn't finish it because I was falling asleep last night.
How far into it were you?
Halfway.
Oh, okay. On Heathrow is intimidating because it's so bloody busy. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I always see on Pomp. Laura, you heard that. She was gonna sit out here with me, but she promised the girls that she would watch a movie with them. They're watching Gidget from like 1965 or something like that. Um, Heathrow, yeah, that's the one I always see on border security, border patrol or whatever, where they're always busting people that fly in and they got like drugs stuffed up their rear end and they swallow big old condoms full of crap, you know? Yeah, I think it is too. I think it is the busiest airport in the world. Hey, Pop, you ever watched that movie? I think it's a New Zealand guy who actually directed it. Time Bandits. You ever watch that? Dude, that's one of my favorite movies. You probably don't even know it. It's very obscure, but Time Bandits. I have it on DVD. I have weird movies on DVD. People are always like asking me about new movies if I've seen like a new movie and stuff, but no, I don't. I don't watch new movies. I watch old movies. Yes, dude. Yeah, I love Time Bandits. And the DVD came, with the map. Return the map. It came with a map. The DVD came with a map. It's like a poster of the map. Did you know that George Harrison wrote the music? You know George Harrison from the Beatles? He wrote the music to that movie. Yep. Yep. David Ratzenberg, the main dude, the main little dude, he freaking committed suicide, man. He was like one of my favorite little people actors too. Sucks. I mean, he did self-harm. Sorry, I guess I'm not supposed to use that word. But yeah, I started watching that Disclosure Day yesterday. Oh, I heard of that one. Pack essentials in your carry bag. Yes. By the way, Pomp. So, I got a story for you with the essential stuff. Make sure go online and make sure you read about what you can and can't take and quantities because like I'm talking about like hairspray and like uh deodorants and stuff. Like hairspray, I guess, because I brought like a big bottle. It wasn't even a big bottle, just a normal bottle of hairspray. I got pulled out of line. They're like, is this your bag, sir? And I'm like, yeah. Dude, I was in the United States. I flew to Wisconsin to get my truck when I was doing tractor trailer. And they're like, I'm like, yeah. And they're like, are these yours, sir? And I'm like, I had moose. I had freaking moose and hairspray. They're like, you're not allowed to bring this quantity of stuff on the airplane or whatever. I think I was in Syracuse. I was flying out of Syracuse, so I didn't get on the airplane yet. And I was like, what? I was like, well, we'll just take it. It's brand new. I don't care. I go like, and they're like, well, we just wanted you to know. And I was like, oh my God. So you got to buy like the little travel things. You can't bring like the big things on. Hairspray. Oh, well, yeah. But I'm just letting you know, dude. Just if you have like ball sack spray or something like that, just make sure you bring like a small ball sack spray or something like that. No narcs. uh, Moose and whipped cream. Hey Frank, how you doing? I just uh I see I have a message here, but I can't flip on it because I'll lose the feed if I do. Balzac. Sergeant Balzac. Um yeah, hairspray pump. Hairspray. No, Frank, I'm inside. We so Abigail is actually my brother. He's in the Philippines. Um I'm actually inside, Frank. We uh we light a fire in the living room, Frank. Yeah. Campfire in the living room. My brother has Down syndrome, you guys, so uh don't make fun of him. I know it sounds like I'm making fun of him, but like no, yes, Frank. We are outside, buddy. I'm kidding. He doesn't have Down syndrome. Yeah, I'm outside. What the heck? Or maybe you thought that like this was like a TV screen or something. No, it's real. The ritual, yeah. Why is Laura's thing not modded? Is it is Laura in here? What the hell? Did you guys notice? What the hell? Hmm. That was one of those AI background scenes. I just noticed it. I don't know why. Yeah, I didn't. I don't understand why. Hmm. I can see my breath out here, man. It is like 60 degrees out here. It's perfect out. Pomp, you always show up. And I appreciate you. Thank you. Well, honestly, Pop, I was watching the fire. Feel free to run amok. Well, guess what? Watch when he comments again. Sage, watch this. I was in the night. I have today walking around. I'm exhausted. That's why I'm in bed already. I was in the night. I have today walking around. I was in the night. Wait, retype that, Laura. I was in the night. I have today walking around. You were walking around today? Is that what you're saying? No, you know what, dude? You've been on probation for like 6 months, you know? So I figure. No. Pop, I've never had any problems with you, dude. So that's Oneida Night, stupid phone. That's Oneida, not. All right, hang on a second. I was in Oneida. I have today walking around. That's Oneida, not night. So back up top. I was in Oneida. I have today walking around. So you've been walking around in Oneida today? Would you go to a cemetery or something? A cemetery? Man, I wish this freaking thing, the way I got this set up, I wish it would go down a little lower. I gotta friggin' sit up like a prairie dog. Excuse me. Guess I could sit on my four-wheeler. That'd be too cold. But I was gonna do a live tonight. 2 people are in here. That's great. So everybody's leaving. I don't know what the deal is. Let's see. I spent the day in Oneida at the antique shop. Oh, walking around all day. I mean, oh, gotcha. What antique shop? Oh, I bet I know where you were. Were you at the Eclectic Chick? Where the Denny's is? It's YouTube glitch. I don't know if it is, man. People abandon me. Going to a graveyard sounds scarier. That doesn't to work. Graveyard sounds scarier. Graveyard. Sounds fun. Did you find any creepy dolls, Laura? Is it near the old mason jar? No, Frank, it's in the Glenwood Plaza. Start your own haunted attraction. The mason jar opened back up again. But Frank, I don't know if you know this. The mason jar shut down for like a really long time. And then they opened up again. But Leanne, I like the word corpse field. That's what I call it. I call it rotted corpse field. People always look at me funny. I'm like, I'm going to go to do a rotted corpse field investigation. And then I go, a cemetery, duh. And they're all like, oh, I never heard it put that way before. Well, I'm like, well, now you have, sir. And then I walk away. And I'm all like, attitude. And I'm like, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. I don't say that. I have to find a different way to sit because this is just, I'm getting a whiplash. Let's see. Well, at least you're not getting the trolls and the mods like Carla and Marilyn do. If you haven't already, please click yes. I'd appreciate that. Thank you, Sage. Yeah, electric slide on over the like button there. You double tap the screen. Just double tap if you're on your phone. There you go, you got it. Let's see, it's just a slow night on YouTube. It is. You know, I think it's because it's a Saturday night. People are doing stuff, you know. I think on like during the weekdays, people are like bored and they hit up the live show. Trust me, when I play guitar is when I think I get the trolls. I think this is boring. They see a fire and they scroll past. I think that's what it is. Is that what it is too? I did have one in here earlier, kind of trolling, like saying, "Please help my YouTube channel." What am I supposed to do? You know how poor I am? I don't own YouTube. What do you want from me? Isn't that nice, Laura? It's all virtual. There, how's that? Because they know you don't have any elephant books. Babar. Well, you have in with the YouTube algorithm gods, don't you? You know, when I first started doing the vertical, I got like 10,000 views in one night. Now it's more like I get like 400 or 500, depending on how long I stay on. If I stay on for like 5 hours, I'll get like maybe like 1,000 now. But it like died down, you know, because the algorithm shoves you way down when people don't hit the like button. But when I first started, I think like last year and a half ago, and I was in the garage, like I was doing really well. But then I slowed down, I stopped, and the trolls were like maddening, crazy. And I'd kick them all out and stuff like that. But I noticed when the trolls are on like other people's channels, they don't care, they let them go and stuff. But I don't know, it's just kind of the way of YouTube. People get bored, they say crap. I think it's more for fun. They don't really mean it. So this guy, Stanley, he's walking through this stream. And I know it's odd that he's walking through a stream, but he had to. And I'll get to why he had to. It's dark, just like tonight. He's walking down through this mosquito-infested, muck-filled, leech-filled stream. And in the distance, he can see something. He's not quite sure what it is. He's walking, and he's walking. He hears nothing but the sound of the water that he's kicking up with his feet. And he's walking and walking, and he still sees that thing off in the distance. He needs to get there. He can't not go because he has to find something. And I'll tell you what it is in a minute. It's very scary what he's got to find. As he's going toward it, he sees something. Is it a man? Is it an aeroplane? Shut up, John. I'm trying to tell the frickin' story. I'm sorry. As he's walking down, he's getting deeper and deeper into the water, and he realizes, oh my God, I'm gonna drown because I can't swim. So he gets out of the water. All that time he realizes something. You know what he realizes? He didn't have to walk in the damn water after all. So he continues through the woods. He keeps going through the woods, Malachi. He carves a name into the birch tree that's next to him. You know what name he wants to carve? Neither does he. You know why? Because it's so dang dark. He says to himself, I'll come back tomorrow and see what the hell I carved. Anyway, he needs to keep going. He needs to keep going through the woods because he has to get to the end of the trail to get that thing he needs to get. But he still sees that thing at the end of the trail. He could see it. He's scared. Oh, he's scared, all right. This is so true and unbelievable that it's exclusive to this channel. As he's walking, he hears something behind him. Get out of here! So he runs. He runs. And I know it sounds like Scooby-Doo running, you know, like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, but it's not. It's him. He's running. He's running. And he trips. And just as he trips, he looks behind him and he sees nothing. But as he gets up, he sees that same birch tree that he just carved on. And you know what he carved? Neither does he, because it's still freaking dark. He says, I'm going to come back tomorrow and see what I carved. But it's odd how I ran and I circled around to this tree again. Then he realizes, I should probably get back into the water and follow the stream. So he gets back into the water and he's going down through the stream. And he's walking down the stream. He hears gunshots in the distance. Those gunshots were intended for him. Thankfully, they missed him within millimeters. You know how he knew it was millimeters? Because he took out a ruler. And it just so happens he was able to measure the distance of that same birch tree. Dun, dun, dun. And then he got up off his rear end and he booked it. He booked it towards that thing he saw. And he ran, and he ran, and he ran. He was running, and he dove into the arms of the guy that was shooting at him. The guy grabbed him, and he said, "What the hell are you doing out here, boy? You darn near scared me." And he said, "Well, what are you doing shooting at me?" And he said, "Well, I thought you was Bigfoot." And he goes, "No, I'm not Bigfoot. I was just out here looking for my dog." And he goes, "Well, I'm sorry I was shooting at you. I thought you was Bigfoot." And he goes, "Well, no, sir. I mean, I don't really think there's anything such thing as Bigfoot." And he goes, "Well, I think I got your dog in my house." He scooted on by just not too long ago. Why don't you come in for a cup of coffee? You got mud all over your ankles and your feet and everything. And also, it looks like you carved up my damn birch tree. What did you carve it in anyway? And he said, I don't know. I'll have to come back later to find out because it's so dang dark out here. Come on in for a cup of coffee. Sit yourself down. You want a ramen noodle? And then they went into the house, and his little dog Stanley was there. And that's all how this started. And the old farmer took him back to his car, where he went to his car, his little Prius, and they drove away happily ever after. The end. Now I know this isn't like Mr. Ballin or anything, but I think it's close. I think it's close. Now don't forget to double tap your screen there. I obviously only have 5 likes, and um, um, once there was this girl, Lacey. Lacey was trying to, I can't think of anything else. That was hard to even do. What happened to the... So, Johnny got into his Prius with his little dog Stanley. And the battery was dead. Turns out the farmer was not a farmer after all. He was an undertaker. And he wanted to undertake John and overtake Stanley. Turns out that they wanted the car because the battery in his Prius was no good. And it turns out to replace the damn battery was going to be $8,000. And the mechanic said it wasn't worth replacing. So they stole it. Dun, dun, dun. The end. John was left on the side of the road, and Stanley went to live with the farmer because he had the car. Stanley was an elderly dog and didn't like walking anymore. Time for coffee break. Wanted to put Johnny in a corpse field. A corpse field, I forgot about that. In a rotted corpse field. Please, instead of sending flowers, send money. We will be attending the rotted... Oh, geez. Okay, Sage. Please join us at the rotting corpse field where they will be interned at the rotting corpse field, St. Peter's. Oh, Rosside, thank you, Sage. Rosside is an official member. Stanley turned into Dogman and dragged Johnny into the forest and fixed his bad spelling. So, Leanne. That's great, Leanne. So, Leanne, you should you should do stories. I guess you got to do your own channel. Scary Stories with Leanne. Leanne Paranormal. Stanley turned into Dogman. Dogman. It sounds like a doesn't that sound like a 1950s movie? like how they always had those weird B movies, you know? Yeah, you could. I always wanted to do a sort of Mr. Ballin channel, but he's so good at it. The format, that how he does it. And actually, I used to hate those stupid jokes he would do with the like button. Now I think they're friggin' hilarious. I'd always go like, I don't get those like button jokes. Now they're stinking hilarious. He's like, take the like button, tell him you're gonna take him to the mall, drop him off at the door, and tell him you're gonna just go park the car. But instead, just drive away and leave him there. It makes no sense, but it's freaking hilarious. I tell you what, I'm freaking cold. I know it looks like I'm close to the fire, but I'm actually not. I'm like far. I'm sitting on my four-wheeler. I should have parked it closer. Maybe I should do that. Let me move this closer and park closer. Cause yeah. Put this here. Let's try that. It's good, Leanne. Woo. What's this button do? What's this one? Choose a game to stream with. You could stream games while you're doing this. Hide and seek. Sculpt people. What is this? Just one. Bomb pop. Just one, my friend. They did not say much. But welcome in. Good to see you. Then he opens his mouth and a burp comes out. Is your breakfast bolted down somewhere? Don't use my real name. That's not my name. It's probably fish heads. Yeah, and he lives in the Philippines, probably fish heads or something. Something weird. Fish heads and dirt. And snake skins and worm oil. Hey, breakfast ready. Hey, honey, what is it? Snake skin and worm poop. Sounds good, honey. Aren't you glad you moved here? It's okay, I can say that. I know her. She's great. Yes. With a touch of synthwave. that banjo. I got rid of my banjo. Just one more instrument to learn. Bright. The music grows louder and louder, and they realize it's slowly getting closer and closer. And the ritual begins. Yeah, and the voice too. Yeah, thanks, Leanne. I'm gonna shift this wood over a little bit here. Feels good though. Sparks erupt from the fire as the man, now in ominous robes, stir the flames. A chanting erupts from the woods as dozens of low voices surround the clearing. Black figures, indistinct in firelight, move among the trees. I like that. That's almost like a lyric. That's a death metal lyric, Leanne. Yeah, cool. Was it the zombie Amish? I'm not sure. Okay, Sage. Go ahead. Welcome back, Sage. That's a good one. Slack jawed. Their redness eyes fixed on the frozen campers by the fire. Forks in hands with bloody aprons, they stand. I can see the Big Dipper. I see a satellite. I see a satellite moving right now. Cool. Pop probably left. Let's see what time it is. 11:30. Let me see. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 4 in the morning for Pop. So yeah, he probably head out. Yeah, Sage. I am. You might want to pull the chair up over there. Hmm?
The movie's over.
Can't hear you.
The movie's over.
Yeah, I think it is.
And I know she was all glad. She's like, I feel bad because she knew you were out here. And I was like, well, Dad's got the party pit going. So maybe you want to do marshmallows while he's out there.
Well, I'm doing a live though. They know that.
But I told her I was going to sit out here with you, but you want to finish the movie. Are you cold?
A little bit.
Do you need a chair? Or a jacket or something?
No, it's okay. Yeah, actually, it would be pretty cool. Yeah, it does look, it's starting to look really neat. You see the filter I have on here? Don't kick my stand.
Oh. What is that? I can't tell what it is.
It's just a mirror flip. It's a mirror of the fire.
I know there's a gigantic fly at the back of it.
Yeah, it does. This is like hypnotizing on here. I'm like staring at the image here, Sage. It's like I'm not ignoring you guys. I'm just like, well, nobody's saying anything anyway. But it was a spaceship entering the atmosphere. Something. See how pretty the sky is? See how pretty the sky is?
Yeah. I was trying to take a picture of it, but it didn't work.
Did Ollie go out for the last time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Like 9:30.
Yeah, it's really weird looking. This time it looks really weird. Tired. You wanna go in?
I think so.
All right.
Too bad one.
It's all right. You have your phone there?
Yeah.
Oh, can you see?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Love you.
Another one.
Love you.
I'll just like it.
Sure. Thanks. You heard that, Sage? Oh, I hear coyotes. Looks like you're the only one here, Sage. So, can you hear that? Oh, they stopped. I don't mind people leaving. It's just why doesn't anybody say anything? That's what like bugs me. Like you're the only one that ever says like I'm heading out. See ya. Well, I mean Laura did, but I don't know. It just irritates me. But I can't tell what it is. Yeah, that was coyotes off in the distance. Yeah, I bet you do. Probably more so than we do. Maybe like once a month I hear it. Sometimes really close. It's really creepy, you know? But obviously coyotes are like more scared of you than you are of them. But they are pack animals and they can be aggressive if there's a bunch of them and you're on your own. So uh, it's called an Irish goodbye. Proper, just dick out. Duck out. Proper, just duck out. I'm not sure what you mean. Let's see. It's called an Irish goodbye. Proper, just duck out. I don't know. I'm Irish. I don't know what you mean. But they were out back of the house howling last night. I heard them in bed. Yeah, it is kind of creepy. We have 3 different packs in about 1 square mile radius around us. Yeah. Like, I mean, what I'm saying is, especially if it's a mod, like, let me know you're not going to be here. That's all I'm saying. Like, Pomp left, and, it'd be nice if you just let me know. Just, especially in the vertical, it's not so much like the horizontal. Like, there's no trolls in the horizontal, really. But the vertical is could be um, pretty bad. So it's like, it'd be nice to know, like, okay, you got to be, it's like, just like, all right, heading out, I got, I'd just like to know, that's all. I appreciate it. Yeah. Possibly. Possibly. He's a good dude, though. I really like Pomp. I've never had any issue with him. Once, like, once I did. It wasn't, like, really an issue, but we took care of it, like, right away, and, like, um, and ever since then, like, it's always been cool, and, like, um, so yeah, like, I mean, I know, like, he's had the issues other places, but I've never had an issue with him. So, like, he's like he's always been a solid dude with me. So I you know, man, I'm glad my wife went in and she gave me this blanket. It's like really doing the job, so that's cool. So yeah, that's good, Sage. So like, yeah, he's always been a cool dude with me. So I've really not had any issues, excuse me, with anybody per se. You know, like just certain people don't like me for some reason, and there's no good reason why, and I don't know why. I don't have hurt feelings about it. I just, like I said, I think if if you don't have anything to contribute or offer, they don't um, recognize you. So you're nothing to them. But also, I'm not a paranormal person, so I'm not really like in the paranormal field, you know? So like I'm nobody. I really nobody. You know, I come in and it's like carburetors and coffee. Like, what is this guy? So I don't, it doesn't bother me, honestly, guys. I really appreciate you, like you two. I really do. That you've stuck with me for this long um, and stuff. So I really appreciate the friendship. So, um, you know, that means a lot to me. Uh, yeah, exactly, Leanne. And Leanne, I didn't know this. You're a mechanic, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you like you're like a so like you're like way more qualified than I ever would be like on working on freaking cars. I'm not like trained at all. Like I just like I didn't go to school for it or anything. I just do it and started it for fun and then now I can't freaking stand it. Like I hate it. Be honest with you, Leanne, I freaking hate it. Uh I I don't like it anymore. And I'll be honest, the reason why I don't like it is because of my ailment. Um my body physically, I can't do it anymore. I just can't do it. Um my autoimmune disease that I have. So I can't do it. You know, my mind, my head, my brain is 18 years old, but my body is, you know, it's not young. If I'm out in the garage for about 2 hours, and a lot of it consists of cleaning up before I can even get to like doing something, putting the car on the lift. By then, I'm like, I'm so exhausted. Um, I'm like ready to go back in the house, man. I'm like done. I always feel like, yeah, gas, diesel, whatever. Yeah, I heard that you're a diesel mechanic. Um, you know, a lot of people don't understand diesel lines are under a immense amount of pressure. If you sever a diesel fuel line, you're talking like fingers taken off from the pressure. Uh, Let me see. I can't do a lot of it anymore. I can't crawl. Yes, yes. I have 2 tractors to fix that I am procrastinating on. Yeah, I hear you, Leanne. I hear you. Um, I remember. So we were doing my buddy's Cummins diesel. In his it was a 12 valve, not the 24, but it was a 12 valve, and the torque, the bolt we were doing the head, the torque on the head bolts was 350 foot-pounds, and that was just on in his a Dodge truck. Some of these Caterpillar and stuff like that. He worked at Caterpillar, you know, doing bulldozers and stuff like that, backhoes. You're talking like 450 foot-pounds on head bolts. And the torque wrenches are like 6 feet long. Yes, hydraulics can be the same way. Yep, exactly. Let's see, Sage says, I've been really struggling trying to do the things I need to do and the things I want to do. Exactly, Sage, exactly. The things you need to do and the things you want to do. You know, I have so much I need to do around here, and I I can't. I can't do it. Uh, um, you know, it's sad. It's really sad. It's killing me here. You know. I feel like I'm not that old. You know. I still feel like I'm in decent shape, but you know, you start getting outside and like I cut the grass today, and I'm on a riding mower. You know, I'm on a riding tractor, lawn tractor, and I don't know. I think it took 2 hours, 2.5 hours to do it. And and I was gonna work on my son's. I sold my Mini Cooper S to my son, and I'm doing a fuel line on it. My son refused to believe I'm not 21 exactly. And I just I was gonna do the fuel line after I cut the grass, and I was like, you know, I just don't feel like doing it. I parked the mower and I went in the house, and I'm like, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. And you know, I just and before I started this fire today, I couldn't get this damn fire to go. I had to clean out the firebox here um, because the fire wouldn't get going because all the dirt was wet. So I had to shovel it out. I'm just glad I didn't hit the live button and then try to get the fire going first because it would have been looks stupid. Yeah, it's yeah. Same here, Leanne. About the I think my brain thinks I'm 18 to 21. You know, right around in there. You know. Sage the cat scratcher. I ended up having to lay down 2 hours afterward. It wiped me out. Yes. I learned I have to work in spurts, do a little, rest a little. Um, yeah. I always feel if I do that, I end up like sitting in my chair, not getting up. Sometimes looking stupid is fun. I do it all the time on lives. Just be myself. Wait, Leanne, you do live shows? Pretty sunset tonight. Oh, cool. Leanne, do you have a channel like you do stuff on your channel? I didn't know that. If you do, just so you know, I will watch, but I will lurk. I won't comment or anything because uh, I don't know. I just feel like I'm not welcome in any of the live streams anymore. So I don't talk or anything like that. So I just don't, I just don't, um, yeah, I just don't bother. So yes, I'm trying to do paranormal and cultural lives, but they often de-evolve into cat stories. I can see where that can happen. I adore my cats. So I have a story about cats. I grew up um, highly allergic to cats. My mother hated cats. she would always like make cat jokes about putting cats in microwave, like just horrible cats jokes and stuff. Um, I didn't like cats because I was allergic to them. I didn't not like them. I just didn't. I couldn't tolerate them because if I would so much as look at a cat, my eyes would, start watering and itchy and stuff like that. Um, our first cat, we still have her. She's, I think, 8 years old. She adopted us. She showed up on our doorstep, adopted us. I was the one who gave in and let her in our house. Poor thing was infested with tick bites. Let's see. Leanne says, mostly I do pre-recorded videos for now as I'm getting the hang of it. Oh, cool. There's a W in the fire. Yes, I see that. Looks like an arrowhead or something. There's like a one going one way, one going the other way. Or it's a Death Star, Death ship. Um, and then I grew out of it. I grew out of my allergies. I just didn't have the problem anymore. Probably for maybe like a few months it bothered me, but I just didn't pet her. I just didn't touch her. But what really helps is like having hardwood floors and not yeah, an M, I see it. Yep. And my wife's pretty religious about, vacuuming and stuff too, so that helps. But not having carpet is a big thing. And then and she's a long hair too, so. And then the one that we got last year, I was taking out the garbage and I look underneath our car and there's this cat underneath our car. And I'm like, well, hello, where'd you come from? And she's like, meow. And she comes walking over to me. And this cat, shall I tell you, she is a pain in the butt, but I love her so much. She's just so much fun. And so she adopted us too. So now we have 2 cats. So I'm allergic to cats and dogs, but I refuse to let it stop me from having them. I went through a lot of allergy meds. Yeah, so same here. So we have a Malshi, but he has hair. He doesn't have fur. And then I had an Akita, and we had a Siberian Husky, but they're both gone now. But yeah, now we have 2 cats and a little dog. So it's crazy. I'm highly allergic to cats. The older I have got, the more I'm allergic to. Oh wow! See, yeah, you know what's funny is my grandmother, um, which I miss dearly. She's gone now too, but she never had allergies, but she grew into allergies. But it seems to me I had tons of allergies as a kid, but I sort of grew out of them. So I get the once in a while hay fever type thing going on, sneezing, but that's like when I cut the grass. So let's see, Leanne, I wanted to go back to what you said about your. Yes, I'm trying to do paranormal and cultural lives. Oh, okay, yeah, I think I already read that, but it goes into cat stories. Okay, gotcha. What are you trying to do? Like videos, like commentary or something like that? Are you doing verticals like this, or are you doing like horizontal stuff? Using StreamYard? What sort of thing you doing? Oh, plus I'm working on the other channel. You know, that's keeping me sort of busy. So if you're tired of mechanics, it sounds like you may be changing the channel up some. How's the finger? Mine is finally getting... Yes, Sage. Let me address... so the finger is good. That is all healed. That thing went away. Really weird. It went away. So, which is good. Good news. And, you know, I haven't been playing guitar a lot lately. I've just been busy. Um, you know, since summer is here, I have a lot of garbage going on, crap going on around the yard, so that I need to do. I have been filming a lot, but I haven't been editing at all. I have a lot of videos that are like backed up. I have a huge bottleneck of stuff going on. So there's that. Um, this channel, I don't know what's going to happen to it. But I do have another channel I'm working on. It's going to be guitars and music. Um, so yeah. I'm trying to make the paranormal more culturally correct. I'm a novice, so I haven't gotten into StreamYard or anything. It's still mostly vertical on my phone. So are you getting any trolls? So just so you know, StreamYard is super easy. So StreamYard's like, you'll find it uh, like super simple. So it's what am I trying to say? I think you're going to be just fine with that. It's like the easiest thing you could ever do. It's a no-brainer type thing. It's plug and play. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Plug and play. Let's see, have you done any more work on your... No, I haven't. I just looked at it. It's in the garage. I just looked at it yesterday. I, you know, as soon as I like... I don't know what the heck I'm going to do. Like, I'm going to do it. I don't know if I want to dissolve this channel or what. Thanks, Leanne. So, you know, like, there's a few like select people that I will let know about. Sage is your best troll. Yeah, mine too. That I'll let know about the new channel, but there's others that I won't. You know, like from the paranormal community. And so to make an announcement on this channel saying, like in the community board, saying like, hey, I'd like to announce my new channel. I don't know if I want to do that because there's a lot of people I don't even want to know about the channel, the new one, if that makes sense. Just because I don't have any, like I said, I just feel like I've been shunned by some people, and I feel as if, because if I don't have anything to offer some people that I don't like I don't really want them to know my business. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know if that like. It's like, yeah, I want the people that I care about to know, but the ones that I don't want them to know. And I guess I'm a little salty with the history of trolling. It might be the best not to. Yeah, I agree. I um I've worked really hard on this channel, but I think when I start the other one, so what? You know, I could just start from the ground up again and see what happens. You know, when I started doing the live shows with guitar on this show, on this channel, it was doing really well. And actually, my channel started doing really well. It started doing actually better when I was doing live guitar shows. I started getting more subscribers by doing live guitar shows. So if I can get at least 50 subscribers on the new guitar channel, which is just called Bill's Guitar Show, that's what it's called. Um, and then start doing vertical lives, and yeah, I'll get the trolls and stuff. Um, and then I'll probably just, I'll ask you, Leanne, I'll ask Sage to be mods for me. And when you can come in, you can come in, and um, I don't expect you guys always to be there. Everybody's got a life, to live and stuff. And I know you guys mod for other people. Um, and then just see what happens, and let the channel speak for itself. That's what I think I'll just do. Like, I don't really need to reach out to anybody and say, hey, because to be honest with you, when people subscribe and they don't watch, it doesn't help the algorithm. Actually, it damages. So when you have like a YouTube channel, you say, hey mom, I got a YouTube channel. Oh, really, honey? What is it? Oh, it's me telling you how to buy and sell Bitcoin. And your elderly grandmother doesn't give two craps about that, but she still subscribes and she'll never watch any of your videos. What that's doing is actually hurting your channel. That does nothing for your channel, and it actually hurts the algorithm. So the whole thing to do is not have those people subscribe to your channel. You want people that are actually going to watch your stuff subscribe. So I think I'm actually thinking out loud right now. I think that's the best thing to do. Not have anybody that I think isn't going to watch. And I think that would include a lot of the paranormal community, I think, that don't really care about that stuff, So, and it's like no offense to them. It's just, I just don't think that they care, So, let's see, a giant troll statue in Seattle burned down. They don't know why yet. I suspect trolls might be prone to spontaneous combustion, so be careful, Sage. Good to know, Leanne. I'll try to stay away from philosophical things. Let's see, playing and working on guitars would be a great structure. Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be reviewing cheap guitars. Are they, should you buy them? Should you not? Setting them up, how to, DIY stuff like that. Testing them out. And then the live show is going to be like playing those and doing my own music, like I was, in these on Carburetors and Coffee here. So thank you, Sage. I appreciate that. Let's see. Good to know. Oh, she was talking to Leanne? Yeah. Well, that's good. Leanne could probably start her own car channel. Leanne, it's too bad we didn't live close to each other. We could probably like do our own channel, or at least I'd be like, Leanne, you got to come over and we'll do a video together. I love a wide variety of things: science channels, archaeology, paranormal, automotive, music, lapidary, and more. Yeah, me too. Me too. Both of you. Thanks, Sage. Yeah, unfortunately, you guys are both 3,000 miles away from me, so. I love Leon's perspective on life and Bill's crazy neighbor. My crazy neighbor. Yeah. Hey, come fix my lawnmower. I haven't seen her at all this year yet. I know she's over there. You know what I should do one of these days? I should do a live, put you guys in my pocket, like without her knowing, and go over there and talk. That'd be hilarious. You guys would be able to hear everything. Need you to look at my lawnmower. You see my new lawnmower? She got a new lawnmower last year. Boom. Just started to get dark. You know, a night like this, I wish I had a tent. I'd love to sleep out here. So nice out. Ah! So beautiful out. So nice. Where's my flashlight? Ugh. Well, that looks weird. See, I had to adapt a lot of what I do because of body issues. It's okay, Leanne. Learn to deal with it. The limitations, how to work around them. Been dealing with it since I was 30. I used to be a police officer in a city in Virginia. There is one upscale neighborhood in our city with very nice homes. And when I was a new officer, I was often told stories about a doctor who used to live in one of those homes. The story goes that the doctor attempted to perform some type of operation on himself. He numbed his stomach area to make an incision, but since he couldn't feel it, he accidentally cut too deep and wide, ultimately disemboweling himself. When officers and paramedics arrived, they found him barely alive, holding his own intestines, and he eventually died. Fast forward to when I was assigned to a call about a young woman found dead by her older sister. When I arrived on the scene, it was in the aforementioned nice neighborhood. As soon as I exited my vehicle, I had an uneasy feeling about the house. While it looked nice on the outside, there was just a bad energy surrounding it. As I approached the front porch, I noticed countless empty energy drink cans and a Ouija board on the front patio table. Everything about this house just felt wrong. And once inside, the family was obviously very distraught. I was told the deceased, whom we'll call Emily, was in the basement, and by that time another officer had arrived, so he stayed upstairs with the family while I went down to the basement. The basement was unfinished and fairly dark, with only two pull-string light bulbs, one on each side. The scene in the basement was similar to the front porch. Energy drink cans were scattered everywhere, and there was another Ouija board on a small coffee table. Emily, who was 19, if I remember correctly, was hanging by her neck from a basement rafter. She had used an exercise band, and her body was swinging slightly. Her face was blue, bloated, and contorted into a horrible expression. Another officer helped me take her down. Emily's family consisted of her mother, father, and older sister. Her parents said that they had been trying to help her because all she ever did was stay up all night drinking energy drinks and playing with the Ouija board. Her sister provided more detail. She said that she and Emily were very close and told each other everything, and according to her, Emily had become obsessed with the Ouija board, staying up all night to talk to what she believed was her boyfriend, who was dead. Emily had been telling her sister that her boyfriend was begging her to join him in the afterlife, which is why her sister believed she did what she did. Now let me reiterate, this house felt wrong. There was an overwhelming sense of unease and sickness in the basement, and it wasn't because of the body. This wasn't my first death scene. This call really messed with me for a while. We never got much more explanation, and as cops, you just have to move on to the next call. Not 2 weeks later to the day, I responded to a call about a car accident with ejection, and I head to the scene with lights and sirens and arrived to find a convertible BMW that had clearly experienced a horrific crash and rollover. It was sitting on its wheels, and in the driver's seat was a woman with a broken neck, her head twisted almost completely around. About 25 feet away from the car was a man who had been ejected. Since it was a convertible, he must have been thrown from the top. The top half of his head was missing, and pieces of his brain matter were scattered everywhere. As I walked 75 yards away from the accident to close off the scene with yellow tape, I found yet another large chunk of his brain. Now, I'm not trying to be intentionally graphic or gross, but I want to paint a clear picture of just how violent this car accident was. When I obtained the man's ID and radioed it in to dispatch, another officer and I realized the same thing at the same time. These two people were Emily's parents, who had died in a terrible accident exactly 2 weeks after her death. Breaking the news to the older sister was heartbreaking. I kept in touch with her for a while. She had inherited her parents' estate and life insurance money, and she ended up selling everything and buying a new house to try and start over and build her life. However, the story doesn't end there. You see, about a month later, another officer was called to the scene after a pedestrian was struck by a car while jogging in her neighborhood. And yes, you guessed it. It was the sister. She survived several weeks in a coma, but ultimately did not make it. If you're wondering why the story about the doctor is relevant, it's because the house where Emily took her own life was the same house that doctor had lived in. I don't know what to think, but to me it seems like either the house is cursed or Emily opened up something very dark. That was a few years ago, and I'm no longer a police officer, as that's a story for a different time, and I've since moved a couple of states away. All I know is that I'm just glad to be as far away from that cursed situation as possible. Your brother used to be a mortician. My life changed in ways I could never have imagined. My father inherited an old house in remote New South Wales from a distant relative we barely knew. He thought it would be an idyllic place to raise a family, away from the hustle and bustle of city life. Little did he know what awaited us. The house was nestled in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by dense bushland. It was the perfect picture of tranquility, at least during the day. The house itself had an eerie, antiquated charm, with creaking floorboards and dimly lit hallways that seemed to stretch on forever. My family consisted of my father, my mother, my older sister Lucy, and me. We moved in with excitement and a sense of adventure, unaware of the horrors that would soon unfold. The first few nights were pretty uneventful. My father busied himself with repairs, my mother unpacked, and Lucy and I explored the property. On the fourth night, I had my first encounter. I was in my room, reading a book, when I felt a sudden chill. The room seemed darker than usual, and I had the unmistakable feeling of being watched. I looked up, and there, peering around the corner of the door frame, was a figure. It was barely visible, like a shadow, but I could make out the shape of a head and shoulders. I froze, my heart pounding in my chest, and the figure remained there for a few agonizing moments before disappearing. I convinced myself that it was just my imagination, despite the creeping fear that settled in my bones. Weeks passed and odd things continued to happen, mostly to me. My toys would be moved around and my bed would occasionally shake in the middle of the night. I told my parents, but they dismissed it as nightmares or childish imagination. One night I woke up to a whispering voice hissing my name. I sat up, drenched in sweat, and saw the same figure from before, now at the foot of my bed. It was closer and clearer. It had no features, just an inky blackness. I screamed and my mother rushed in, and the figure vanished the moment she opened the door, leaving her to comfort me and dismiss it as a bad dream. It wasn't until Lucy had her own experience that my parents began to take things seriously. She came to me one morning, pale and shaken, saying that she'd seen a woman in old-fashioned clothes standing at the foot of her bed, staring at her with hollow eyes. My parents started to believe something was off, but didn't want to admit that something supernatural might be happening. Our situation escalated over the 5 years that we lived there. It started out small, lights flickering, strange noises, and cold drafts, but grew increasingly malicious. Two experiences stand out vividly in my memory from what I recall. The first happened during our second year. My father had gone into town, leaving the rest of us alone, and it was a stormy night, and the house seemed alive with almost its own energy. Lucy and I were in the living room trying to watch TV despite the frequent power flickers, and suddenly, the room went ice cold and the TV turned off entirely. In the next moment, the corner of the room darkened and we both saw it. An unmistakable figure peering out from the shadows, its eyes reflecting the dim light. It slowly moved closer and we could make out the shape of its mouth, twisted into a very cruel smile. Lucy grabbed my hand and we bolted upstairs to my parents' room, locking the door behind us. My mother tried to calm us down, but she too felt the coldness and unease that permeated the house. Another terrifying event occurred in our fourth year. My father had become more open to the idea that something was clearly wrong. He brought in a local priest to bless the house after numerous pleas from my mother, and that night, after the blessing, I was in the kitchen getting a drink of water when I felt a presence behind me. I turned and saw the same figure that had haunted me for years, now clearer than ever. It was a man, gaunt and hollow-eyed, with one side of his face hideously scarred. He stood at the entrance of the kitchen, blocking my exit, and I was paralyzed with fear. He began to move towards me, slowly, deliberately, and every step he took seemed to drain the warmth from the room. I fell to the floor, unable to move, only managing to scream when he was inches away. My father burst in, and the figure vanished, leaving the air thick with dread. The priest's blessing had stirred whatever malevolence resided there. In our final year, things became unbearable. The entire family started hearing voices, footsteps, and seeing the figure, now bolder and more frequent in its appearances. It seemed to thrive on our fear, growing stronger and more aggressive. Doors would slam, objects would fly across the room, and we all felt watched all the time. And we decided enough was enough. One evening, as we packed our things to leave, the activity reached a fever pitch. The house shook, the temperature dropped to freezing, and all of us saw shadows darting around. It seemed the entity didn't want us to go, but we were very resolute in our decision. We moved out the next day, leaving behind that cursed house and never looking back.
Later on, we learned that the house had a very dark history. The man who built it in the 1800s was rumored to have gone mad and taken the lives of his family. His spirit, along with others, was said to haunt the property, reliving their final moments in a twisted loop of torment. Living in that house changed us all. We never spoke of it much after we left, but the memories lingered. And even now, years later, sometimes I wake up in the dead of night, half expecting to see a face peering around the corner, watching and waiting. In October 2017, I lost my husband while I was 7 weeks pregnant. And the day he died, I left for work in a hurry. We exchanged some texts after he woke up, discussing a phone interview that he had later that day and the pain that he was experiencing in his leg. We had a quick phone call a couple of hours later where he mentioned that he was running to the pharmacy for pain meds. About an hour after that, I tried calling him several times to make sure that he got home safely, but there was no answer, which was very unlike him. I kept calling him for hours until, finally, a woman answered his phone, and she told me that she was with the sheriff's department and asked me to come home. At the time, I worked in a prison, and fearing that he might have gotten into some sort of trouble, I left my post, got to my car, and sped through the 30-minute drive back to town. As I turned into our parking garage, I saw a large white van that read, Coroner. When I approached our home, I was greeted by the same woman who had spoken to me on the phone, blocking my view into the house. She informed me that my husband had suffered a heart attack, later confirmed as a pulmonary embolism, which explained the leg pain that he had mentioned earlier that morning. Apparently, my husband made it home, locked the security door, and then collapsed. He screamed for help. Our neighbor and her son had heard him and rushed over, but they couldn't get inside because all the doors and windows were locked. The son later apologized for not breaking a window, saying that in his shock and panic, he lost all sense of reason. They spoke to my husband through the door while they called 911, but he stopped responding just moments before help arrived, and he was pronounced dead on arrival. A week or so after his service, his best friend's wife offered me a cleansing and a card reading by her mother. And although I was skeptical, I was desperate for any kind of communication with him or closure. And during the reading, she mentioned many interesting things, but what stood out the most was that my husband was in a stage after death where the soul relives its entire life, similar to when people say that their life flashes before their eyes. She explained that this is a place every soul visits after death, as a way to reflect on the life they lived. She also said his death was so sudden that he hadn't yet realized that he had died, and that I would need to help him cross over. She felt strongly that I was the one who could help him and instructed me to light white candles and place a jar of water to guide him to peace. Now, a few months later, I moved into my parents' house. One day, while lying on the couch, I suddenly felt a heavy sensation, almost as if I had been administered anesthesia. It felt like sleep paralysis. When I could finally open my eyes, I was still on the couch in my parents' living room, but my husband was sitting on a chair right in front of me, as clear and as real as he had been before he died. Before I could even speak, he started talking. He told me that he was nervous about his upcoming phone interview, the one that he had the day he passed. He said he was excited and hopeful about getting the job and asked for help preparing. I looked at him with tears in my eyes, feeling the weight of what I had to say. I told him, "Baby, I'm so sorry. Do you remember the pain in your leg? You had blood clots. One of them made its way to your heart. You aren't going to make it to the interview, baby. You died." I'll never forget the look on his face. First confusion, then the slow realization of what I had just told him. I apologized again, told him I loved him, and begged him to respond, but he just sat there with that strange expression. And suddenly, I woke up. The chair from my parents' kitchen table was now sitting directly in front of me, empty. I never dreamed of him again after that. And I pray it's because I gave him the closure that he needed to cross over. We now have a 5-year-old son who often dreams very specific dreams about his father. He talks about things that he couldn't possibly know unless it came directly from him. Losing my husband was my first real experience with death, but it brought me peace to have my own confirmation that there is something more after this life.
Wow, it's dark. Sage, Leanne. It's going on 3 hours. Ladies, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I think I'm going to go in and get warm. Let this fire die down. I appreciate you hanging out. Yes, you too. Sleep well. It is very dark. Looking around. I did hear something scream out in the woods. I don't know what it was, but yeah. It sounded like a cat. It might have been a raccoon or something. But you two take care. Have a good night. And I will talk to you soon, and I will keep you posted. Yes. Avoid the creepers. You too. Leanne, I'll look you up. I don't know how to get to your YouTube channel. Let me see if I could touch your thing here. Channel activity. Oh wait, I'll have to go on my computer and find you that way. And like subscribe to you. Okay? That way I can see when you're doing your live shows. All right? Definitely support you. Make sure that I subscribe to you, okay? I'd like to check it out. Because I had no clue that's what you were doing. And good luck with that, okay? It'd be cool. All right, ladies, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Have a good night, and I will see you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.